You ever get that feeling, that little whisper in the back of your mind that says there's gotta be more to life than just this? Well, you're not alone. That feeling is the start of a huge ancient human quest. Today, we're diving into that quest. We're going to look at the maps people have made, the guides they've followed, and the tools they've used to explore that incredible landscape we call the inner world. Let's get into it. You know, the journey almost always kicks off with a jolt, a real wake-up call. Anthony DeMello doesn't pull any punches with this quote, does he? He's basically saying most of us are just sleepwalking through our lives, totally oblivious to a much deeper reality. That feeling, that urge to wake up, that's step one. That's the moment the explorer realizes, wait a minute, there's a whole new world to discover. So what's the deal with waking up? DeMello calls it awareness. And this isn't just about, noticing the birds chirping. He talks about it like it's an active tool. It's your compass, your map, your everything for this journey. For him, all the big things we're looking for, healing, truth, love, all of it, they all start and end with this one powerful idea, being truly aware. Okay, so if you're going to explore a new territory, what's the first thing you need? A map, right? For thousands of years, the world's great wisdom traditions have been creating these incredible maps to the inner world. Each one charts a different path, but they're all pointing to some kind of profound, unseen reality. Let's take a look at a few of them. First up, let's look at the Christian map. This line from the Gospel of Matthew is really interesting. It points to a destination that you don't build, but you inherit. The idea is that this spiritual empire or kingdom is already there, waiting for you since the beginning of time. The path, then, is about getting yourself in alignment with God's will so you can claim what's already yours. Now, the Islamic map from the Quran also charts a course to a very specific place, the Garden of Eternity. It sets up this powerful contrast between the hardships of this life and the promise of an eternal paradise. The journey here is one of faith and patient worship, with the ultimate destination being a state of perfect, everlasting peace. And then we have the Taoist map from the Tao Te Ching, which completely flips the script. It basically says, hold on, you're looking in the wrong direction. It suggests the ultimate truth isn't out there somewhere. It's right here, inside you. The journey isn't about going anywhere at all. It's about getting still enough to finally see what's been there all along. So let's just quickly break this down. Christianity gives us a path of following divine law to inherit a kingdom. Islam maps out a journey of worship to reach an eternal garden. And Taoism, it charts an inward path of simplifying and letting go to become one with the universe. What's so amazing is that even though the language and the methods are totally different, these ancient maps are all pointing toward a reality that's way beyond our everyday experience. All right, a map is a great start, but let's be honest. Sometimes you need a guide, right? Or maybe just a huge, undeniable experience that screams, you're on the right path. So many explorers of this inner world talk about these powerful encounters with a teacher or even with the divine itself that just changed everything. The spiritual teacher Ram Dass has this really cool take on what a guide can be. He's saying a guru isn't always a person you have to follow. It can be a state of being, a level of consciousness you can tune into. Think of it like a radio frequency for wisdom. You're not following a person, you're locking into a signal from another plane of existence. And then there are experiences that are just so direct, so overwhelming, they become their own guide. Take the Lakota holy man Black Elk. He wasn't following a concept. He was literally pulled into a vision. He talks about being swept up by a cloud into a world of thunder beings. I mean, that's not a subtle hint. That's a direct, personal encounter with another reality that completely defined the rest of his life. Now, these experiences can sound pretty wild and chaotic, but the brilliant psychologist William James actually found a pattern in them. He said they usually have 4 things in common. 1, they're ineffable. You literally can't find the words to describe them. 2, they have a noetic quality. You feel like you've been given some profound truth or knowledge. 3, they're transient. They don't last forever. And 4, they feel passive, like something is happening to you and you're just along for the ride. It's a really helpful way to make sense of these incredible moments. So, okay, that's the ancient wisdom. But what about us, right here, right now? How do we take this journey today? Well, while those ancient maps are still incredibly useful, we've also got a whole new set of tools, from psychology to creative practices, that can help us explore our own inner worlds. Here is a super practical tool from Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. It's called Morning Pages, and it's so simple. The idea is, first thing in the morning, before you even check your phone, you sit down and write 3 pages by hand of whatever is in your head. It's not supposed to be brilliant writing, it's a brain dump. The point is to get all the mental noise and your inner critic's voice out on the page so you can finally hear that quieter, more authentic voice underneath. The researcher Brené Brown says the modern inner journey really comes down to a fundamental choice. When we run into tough emotions, like fear or shame or grief, we can do one of two things. We can numb out, distract ourselves with TV or scrolling or whatever, or we can practice mindfulness. That just means actually facing our emotions, looking at them without freaking out and letting them be. That choice, she says, is everything. This is a huge question, also from The Artist's Way, and it's a powerful one. It's asking us to really look at the foundations of our own minds. Think about it for a second. The beliefs you hold deep down about yourself, the world, what's possible, are they like walls boxing you in, or are they like a launch pad supporting you as you grow? It's such an important thing to ask yourself. So where is all this actually headed? What's the destination? Well, the goal of this inner journey isn't some physical place. It's not a golden city, it's not a garden. The destination is a complete transformation of who you are. You arrive, but you arrive as a totally different person. William James just nails the description of this transformation. It's not a minor tweak. He says it's like your entire inner being rolls over into an entirely different position of equilibrium. You start living from a new center of energy. It's like your whole personal center of gravity shifts. The old stuff just doesn't have the same pull on you anymore. So what does this new person look like? Well, if we pull together all the wisdom we've been talking about, we get a pretty clear picture. It's someone who, as the Tao Te Ching says, finds enlightenment by knowing themselves. It's someone who, like Brené Brown teaches, knows deep in their bones that they are worthy right now. No ifs, ands, or buts. They get what Gary Zukov means when he says our intentions create our reality. And, as James Baldwin so powerfully reminds us, they're courageously committed to taking action in the world, even when it's risky. And let's be clear, the stakes on this journey are as high as they get. This incredible quote from the mystical Gospel of Thomas suggests that this kind of self-discovery isn't just about feeling a little happier. It's about transcending our most fundamental fear, the fear of death itself. The idea is that by finding that inner truth, you tap into something timeless. So we've looked at ancient maps and modern tools. We've talked about guides and these incredible direct experiences. The paths are many, but they all start with that first step. So now the final question is really for you. You're the explorer of your own inner world. So, which territory are you going to explore first?